You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Revolution After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Revolution After Show.
Has its thorns.
Just like every cow has its own. I don't even know the words. I'm just making them up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome to NBC's Revolution recapture right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host, Megan Thomas. Woo! And you're watching Season 2, Episode 13, like I said, Happy Endings. This amazing song is by someone who was on the show today. Mr. Brett Michaels was singing this.
Sexy as a beast.
Every rose has its thorn. This is a really sexy song.
How do you feel? Like, you're the rose among two thorns over here, aren't you?
I am.
Beautiful rose over here.
I'm a beautiful rose. I am Megan Thomas, and who are you guys?
Hey, what's up? I'm Ryan Hooks.
And I'm Larice Peoples.
Yeah! What'd you guys think about this episode?
Awesome.
A lot going on.
Finally.
A lot going on. Finally, everybody kind of had their own moment in the episode to where it just kind of it came together just nice.
Right.
I loved it.
Go ahead. No,
I was gonna say, do you think that they've had so many episodes these past few weeks that just have been a little bit less?
Yeah.
And so they needed to like pack all this stuff in all of a sudden that they didn't have?
I don't know. I mean, I was wondering about that, but I think it's just all getting to the climax of this whole show.
It was
Yeah,
kind
that
of.
show was all about the climax, wasn't
I
it?
felt like it was a season finale.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Well,
so
you know,
much
it
going
kind
on.
of is. It kind of is, and we'll explain in news and gossip. But, so let's jump right in. I really like this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk about Aaron and Priscilla, because they didn't have as much of a role in this episode. But we see that Aaron and Priscilla make their way to Lubbock, Texas. And
What was the population in Lubbock?
you couldn't see it because the
blocked
poll was,
away.
I saw it was like 35 on the end.
Yeah.
it was like yes. But of course we see that they get there, and lo and behold, Peter, the prophet,
Peter the Prophet.
is there.
Yeah.
And he's doing some healings. What do you guys think?
Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, and He has brought the new way for the
I
people.
think, like, personally, if I haven't seen somebody for like 15 years, I probably really notice them. Especially, you never know, because what if they like smaller when last time you saw them, they kind of gained like 60 pounds and like long hair and beard.
Wow, your beard got really long.
But
since
apparently
last
they
time I saw
both
you.
look the same.
Apparently.
I mean,
feel like
yeah.
once you get into your adult life, you don't change your look that much.
I don't think 15
Right.
years from now I'm gonna look the same.
I mean, you might.
I mean, how do you get any better looking than you are already, Larice?
I think so.
Don't lie to him, please.
I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Don't lie to this guy. But of course, we see, Peter is there. He notices his friends. He invites them into his revival that he's having. And he does something miraculous. He heals a blind lady.
And she was in the bombing
Right.
as
Yeah.
well.
Right. So at least we do know that there were some people who survived the atomic bombs.
Blind
In
and
Atlanta.
burned.
Yes. But he heals her. And then I was wondering, did everyone else see the fireflies too when they came in to heal her?
That was a good question.
I think so. Because remember they talked about when Aaron had them that they saw them.
Okay.
And they're like, these weird things showed up. And then, so I feel like everyone has to see them.
Right.
It's like everybody reacting normally to him. Like if I would have saw a room full of like green fireflies, I'd be like, "What is going on?" Like,
I know, but I think because all of those people were used to seeing Peter heal,
Yeah, I think they
so
just
to
show
them
up.
they knew that this is what happens whenever he's healing. These little green fireflies come in,
That's understandable, but
It's the Spirit of the Lord coming in through the window.
and so he basically feels like this is God until Aaron and Priscilla bust his faith bubble, and tell him that it's the nanites and that they're doing what he says to do because he's essentially one of the parents. This is a lot for him to take in, especially because he thinks that he's a prophet. It's he
all of a sudden,
right, and he mentions how he saw a little girl die and he prayed that the little girl would get healed, and lo and behold, she did. Do you think it's wrong for him to feel like, I would like to explain this through a faith way versus a scientific way?
No.
no.
So why do you think Aaron and Priscilla had such a problem with him doing what he did?
I think it's just more so that he didn't accept what the nanotechnology is doing. It's more or less he just feel like, you know, I'm saving people, like I'm touched through God and I'm able to do these miraculous things. But when they kind of to justify it, he don't want to believe it because he just want to feel like he's above each and every single one of them. But like Aaron them said, you just feel like you just want everybody to worship you. And that's the reason why you don't want to accept the fact that what we're telling you right now.
Right.
I think there's a couple things with that. I think that Peter probably has some kind of prophet or God complex, if you will, where I think he enjoys the power that he's got, whether he admits it or not. And I think that it's hard for Aaron and Priscilla to accept because a lot of times people that have scientific minds aren't open to things that are artistic and creative because they're used to thinking a certain way and there's always a right answer.
Right.
So
they're very logical.
They're very logical. And to them, if their answer is scientific, then this is what the answer is. But they don't have an explanation for these nanites totally yet. So, I mean, there are many things that it could be.
But I don't think he believes it's God, especially Aaron, because of all the changes that he's been through. Because, you know, in the earlier episodes, he died, he came back to life, he set people on fire. You know, he saw the visions of certain things. And then even with the last episode where Priscilla was like, oh, I'm not going. And then the tree falls and she said, okay, cool, now it's my key to really to go. And then the vision that Aaron has had, the little kid talking to him.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like he don't feel like it's God, that is really something with this technology that's allowed me to see this vision.
Right, and if you guys look on the website for NBC's Revolution, you'll see that Aaron always has a journal on there. And I read the journal, and in his journal he talked about how he is agnostic and how, you know, he grew up, he's Jewish, he went to temple, he's like, I don't really believe in that, you know, I didn't want to tell my parents I was agnostic. And so I think for him, he's very scientific, like you said, Ryan. He looks at things through a logical A plus B equals C type of lens. Yeah. Whereas you have Peter, who I do agree with you, Larice. I think he has a bit of a complex, or, you know, I think he does, as you said. Because one thing that, if you remember what Aaron said he's the same boy that used to get beat up next to me in 7th grade. So sometimes when you get beat up and you're bullied, you now want to become someone who is quote unquote of importance.
Yeah.
To kind of make up for the lack that you felt when you were younger. So I think that makes sense, especially because he locks them up.
Yeah.
That to me was surprising. I didn't think he was going to go that far.
I think it's more the control situation because he feel like he's in control of everything. But one of the key things that Aaron said was that, you know, Peter was the same guy who used to go do acid behind the church.
Right.
But now he's
Right.
like a prophet, you know, I feel like he's healing people at the moment. And again, it's just one of those control situations where Peter just feel like he has to be in control.
I think, too, that Peter sees whether or not he's doing it for power, what he's doing it for, he sees that they could cause an issue for him.
Yeah.
If they're coming in here and now, as he said, being false witness to the things he's doing, then he's a Scientologist as well, apparently. Then he's done. People are no longer going to accept him for what he's doing, and he's not going to have that power. So he knows that they can literally destroy everything that he's done.
Well, and I think he's wrong if that's the way he's thinking. I think he's a little bit wrong in that fact because even if the people find out that the nanites are doing this and it's not God, the only thing that really happens is that they no longer go, oh, well, I guess it's not God. But they still will look at Peter like, well, Peter has the power.
Yeah.
Because we can ask the nanites to help us and they won't. But Peter can ask the nanites to do stuff and they will. So I think it's just, you know, definitely it will change people's view in the faith that they have. And I think he doesn't want to shake that. That's a boat that you don't really want to rock.
I think it's more the fear of the unknown with Peter. It's like he really don't know. He accept his ability, but at the same time, he don't understand, like, okay, what happens is everyone knows that, okay, I am superpower. Would they be asking me for, like, supernatural things or, like, share the power with me? Or would they try to kill me? Or it's a lot of things that could possibly happen if he shared that information with everyone else.
If it's God, he's protected.
Right.
You know, you don't kill a man of God.
Right.
So if it's power now that he has, then he could get killed. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And I think that I love how in this show there's a lot of symbolism. And so, you know, it's crazy how there are some different faiths that are controlling. There's very cultic type of faiths that will, you know, they're like, you're not going to rock our boat. You're not going to mess us up. If you do, we'll kill you.
Yeah.
Or lock you up in your room. And so that happens even nowadays. And so it's crazy to see the symbolism in this portion of the show as well.
I always even kind of thought that as well when we were talking previously in the early part of the season, the different symbols that they had for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are very like Masonic symbols and very cult-ish symbols that have been throughout history, the eye and the triangle symbol. And so this could be a whole other cult that we're seeing.
Exactly. We'll see. Hopefully it's not. But I do think that, I do agree with Peter when he tells them, look, nobody's leaving till we figure this out. You guys need to embrace the nanite technology / God / whatever it is, and Peter has. He has, and he's done a lot of good with it.
Yeah.
But, I think Priscilla is a hater, and she doesn't want to embrace that. And so she's on the other extreme saying, no, we don't need anything with this technology. And then you have Peter saying, yes, accept. And then I think you have Aaron that's in the middle trying to figure out kind of which way he should go.
Well, I think Aaron's the one that's going to be, in the middle because he's experienced it already.
Right. Yeah.
He's used this power to heal people, to heal himself, also to kill people.
Right.
Multiple people. So he has embraced it at some point, but then, doesn't anymore. But I love that part when Peter's like, you just need to embrace this and accept it and you'll be able to use it.
Right.
And control it and you ask it for things.
Right.
So I hope that they do.
That's gonna be interesting to see, like later on in the season, how that Peter feels like that he can actually control this outside of like healing people. What else has he tried to do with the same technology and power?
Right.
Has he figured anything out yet?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the real interesting thing, and will it be a battle between Aaron and Peter? Because I don't think Aaron is afraid to use it when he have to, but at the same time, if Peter understand his ability with the nanites, what will he do outside of healing people?
You know what? But here's the thing. I don't think the battle is going to be between Peter and Aaron. I think it's going to be between Peter and Priscilla. And Aaron is going to have to be basically the tiebreaker, the one that goes, who's right? Which side should I go on?
Yeah.
Because that's the side that's going to win. Because I think both of them are too extreme. And because Aaron's in the middle, he's going to have to pick.
Well, let's ask our viewers. Hey, viewers, make sure you check us out on iTunes. Please rate us, leave us comments. It only makes the show better for us. Let us know, what do you think was going to happen between Peter, Aaron, and Priscilla with the technology of the nanites, and which side, who would favor whichever side. I think we all kind of agree in a consensus that Aaron will basically be the deciding factor between the two, between Peter and Priscilla. But let us know. Please go to iTunes, download us, rate us, comment to us, go to our YouTube page, and also leave us comments because we read your comments and we want to make sure that we want to let other viewers know about your comments.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes us easy to find and makes our show better. So,
Do you have any comments from any of
I've got so much to talk about comment-wise. Yeah, so first off, shout out to Brendan Headlong. He left a comment for us. What? Brandon, rather, not Brendan. And he was talking about the Patriots in some of the episodes and how the Patriots kind of know what's going on. And we were talking against that last week. And he feels like the Patriots have a plan for everyone. Because obviously they knew they were involved in the Monroe militia previously. So he's saying that there's potential for a lot of things to happen with them. I also want to give out to some shout outs to some folk. Revolution Fans is a fan site for Revolution show. It's at Take Back the Power. Shout out to them for always retweeting us. Also, some fans I was tweeting with during the show today. Scorpio 1080, Ron Crow, Sydney LaCroner, and also Kanani Rodriguez. Thanks for hitting us up on Twitter during the show. We love the live tweet aspect that I've been starting to do. So we look forward for more of you and your comments. Check us out.
And as always, you can watch us live on your computer screen or any device that streams at AfterBuzzTV.com. We air, it's kind of hard to do because we're on the West Coast, but we air at 9 o'clock Pacific, which would be what, midnight?
Midnight.
Eastern. So what is that? Thursday morning, midnight. Yes, 9 p.m. Pacific.
Immediately following the West Coast show.
Yeah.
There, yes. Immediately following the West Coast show, but that doesn't really matter for people on the East Coast because they don't know what time we air. It's okay. But anyway, midnight for you guys that are on the East Coast. And then, of course, 9 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. We do this. If there's a show that is it's airing for the first time, we will be here. So make sure you check us out on AfterBuzzTV.com. Well, let's move right along to Washington, D.C. I love how they always start when they show the Capitol. They always show a piece of it. Last week, it was the National Mall.
Yeah.
We saw how dilapidated it was.
Yeah.
And this week, they show the Washington Monument. Is that what that is?
Yep.
And, of course, it almost looks like how the Twin Towers looked when 9/11 happened,
The whole side kind of burned
there's
out.
like parts of it that are just, concaved out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C.
Yes, we see that Neville gets pulled out of jail, and he gets dropped right on the Oval in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the fans that I was just talking about tweeted out a comment that they said that the Oval Office carpet needed swept.
It's
So, you know,
quite
it looked
filthy.
a little dirty. So
dirty.
it
A
does
little
need-
dingy. I don't think they can use vacuum cleaners anymore, so it's going to be a little raggedy, just like the comment that the president made about Neville not sitting on Reagan's couch, which I thought was hilarious.
Right? It's right. It's old. It's been around.
It's old. It's been around for a minute, and it looks like it's from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Which I was like, perfect. So President Davis makes a deal with Major Neville. He says, if you go and kill good old Sebastian Monroe for us in Willoughby, Texas, then your wife will live.
News travels fast.
Very fast.
Very fast.
Because when did they find out Monroe was alive?
Last episode.
Right.
Recently, yeah.
When he just popped up, and I don't think everyone. No, that's really weird to me because here's the thing: the only people that knew that Sebastian Monroe was alive was Ed Truman.
Yep.
But Ed Truman found out when he got the typhus stuck in his neck.
Yeah.
So he didn't have time to tell anybody really.
Yeah, it was kind of
Right.
That
But
was
he-
my
but here's
biggest
the-
Did
question.
Julia know? Because the president said that Julia told him everything.
But how would Julia know?
Like nobody knew. Because,
Nobody knew.
Even
What's his name? Neville didn't even know either.
yeah, because even when the episode came back on, he was still holding hostage with Connor, so nobody knew that Monroe was alive.
But you know what? Here's I just thought about this. So this is probably how they found out in Washington, Mexico.
The Federales.
Exactly, because remember how Connor, when he was still on the Mexican side, they said, put it out, see who wants him, see who the highest bidder will be.
Yeah.
So I think they must have sent word, spread that
Everywhere?
out. Yes, exactly. So I think that's how
The president wants it.
Yes.
But also like how, Tom always try to play down like, oh, you really don't know who I am. And the president like, yeah, I know everything about
Right,
you.
and he's like, how you speak is so eloquent. It's just like honey dripping out of your
Dripping
mouth.
honey in your ear.
Yeah, it's like which is very adequate because, I feel like Tom has a mouthpiece. He can talk. He'll say some really good stuff.
Yes.
So these people, I think it makes me a little more scared about the Patriots because it seems like they know more than we know they know a lot, but now we're starting to see like, hold on, wait a minute. You
Thanks,
guys really
Brandon.
know.
How much did they
Brandon
know?
said it. Everyone, they have a plan for everybody because they know everyone. So
Right. So he makes Major Neville a deal and says, your wife will live if you go kill Monroe for us because you're the only one who knows him well enough to do it. And he asks for his son Jason to come with him. Do you think that was a good idea?
Awesome.
Definitely. Smart move.
Right. I think it was a smart move. I think out of anybody that could help him, it would be his son.
I think it was a smart move just to kind of show that the president doesn't have as much power over him as the president thinks he does.
But at the same time, I think that it's a smart move because if he would have left his son there and his wife there, he would have just been by himself. But at this point in time, his wife has told the president everything about him. So I think do you really think he wants to save his wife or he just really wants to escape with him and his son?
I mean, maybe he's going to leave Julia behind.
I don't think
She's
he is.
been kind of conniving lately.
She has.
No, he's not going to leave her behind.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's his weak spot. That is Neville's,
his fetish.
That's his boo thing. He's not going to leave her, especially because he felt so bad the first time and he wanted to get revenge because he thought that the bombs were dropped and she was dead because of it. So he's not going to leave her now that he knows that she's alive.
He hates them. He said that this week.
Well, it's true. He does hate them.
So whose side is he on then, right now? Like,
He's on whoever's side is going to help him.
I think he's on his own side to where, he's always plotting and trying to manipulate individuals or even as a group to like, hey, this is my plan. You should be part of my plan. And whoever's on my side, we're winning.
well, who's he siding up with next then? Do you think we're going to see some collaboration with Monroe folks?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think, that's why I said, oh, this is awesome. You remember I said last week, too, I called it.
You called
I
it
said
last
he's
week.
coming to Willoughby, Texas, probably to... I said he was going to take Ed's place. I wish he would have died, but clearly Ed keeps living. Hate you, Truman. But
I kind of like him. He's okay.
I don't like him.
kidding.
I really don't like him. I don't know why. But I did say that I knew that our good friend Major Neville was going to end up in Willoughby, and I feel like he's going to somehow join up with Miles and company. And of course, we see that he does that.
Yeah.
We see that he makes it to Willoughby, Texas, with Jason in 5 days.
That's a lot of traveling.
Maybe they have a horse.
Horseback.
You really think you can
Horse.
to Willoughby, Texas, which does not exist, by the way. I went to go look it up to see where it was located in Texas. It's not a real city.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
They do film in Texas,
Lubbock is, I know, but Lubbock is real, so that's why I thought Willoughby would be a real city too.
Yeah.
But it's not. I looked it up. So how do they get to, even if Willoughby's at the top of, well, it can't be. It has to be close to the Mexican border because they walked on foot, remember, to Mexico.
Well, I mean, they walk on foot everywhere, so.
But I'm saying, it
Don't you have
can't-
like a train system?
They did that in like less than a week. So what I'm saying is
They do have trains, though.
well,
They had that one episode where there was a train.
Yeah, it was.
oh, there's steam trains. That's right.
Yeah.
You guys are smarties. You figured it out. So they make it to Willoughby in 5 days. And Neville is right when he tells, with what he told the president, which is, I know them so well. I know where they hide out. I know where they camp out. I know how they think. And that's kind of creepy because he actually finds them.
Yeah.
Right away.
He finds good old Grandpa Gene Porter, and Miles is surprised. Now, do you think when Miles asks Jason the question, is your dad telling the truth about wanting revenge? And Jason says yes. Do you think Miles believes them?
No. I don't.
It was convincing to me.
No.
Do you think Miles believes them, though?
He don't trust Jason overall because he knows Jason will say anything that his father believes in.
His father,
and
he's
I
his
just think,
father's son.
And I just think that Miles just kind of looks at him like, okay, do I really believe this guy? Because he just said it with like no expression on his face. He was just like, yes.
I feel like Miles is 70-30. 70 believing them, 30 not believing. And it probably was like 50-50, but then Jason pushed him over to the 70-30.
He swore on his mom. You know, that was a clinching factor for me, I think, that makes me want to believe them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we both know their love of Julia.
Right.
Especially Neville. So, yeah, I'd go 70-30 right now.
I think right now Miles is believing them. He still has one eye on them. But I
Always.
think I think he believes them.
But I think it's gonna be more so that with the next episode, them finding like, where have you been? Why haven't you really
Little
been
background.
successful? Yeah, you know, because he's like, oh, he keep talking, yeah, I want to kind of ambush the Patriots. You want to take over the Patriots, but again, Miles is a smart guy. Even with Monroe is gonna be a smart guy. It's gonna be other questions asked, like, where have you been so long? How did you find it? How did you know that we was in Willoughby? I mean, which he kind of explains like, oh well, we found that you was in Willoughby because of y'all supposed to had killed Monroe, but at the same time, it's like, how do you know so much information?
Right. I mean, and they're going to put 2 and 2 together. And honestly, this is what I think. I think because let's just be honest. If Neville kills Monroe, there's no guarantee that they'll keep Julia alive.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
honest. I don't even see why they would keep her alive once the deal is done. What are they going to do? What is Neville and Jason going to do? You killed their mom, their wife. Like, what are they going to do? Nothing.
Do you see then in the future with the whole gang going to Washington, D.C. on a mission to...
I said that like a
Kill
few
Perez?
episodes ago. That's what I said. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel that Neville and Jason are going to end up somehow or another, Miles and company are going to find out the truth, why Neville was sent there. And then they're going to turn around and be like, Neville, we'll help you, because clearly they're not going to keep your wife alive if you go and say, Monroe's dead.
And I think that's what's going to change Neville's opinion about everything is that Miles is going to tell her, hey, you know what? Monroe went to go get some help, some more guys, so that we can basically start a whole nother republic again and take over Washington.
That ain't gonna work,
So do
honey.
you see, because we saw at the end of this episode that Connor and Monroe got captured. So do you see something with Neville coming to help them escape in the next couple episodes?
I don't
know.
know.
I mean, that could be a proving factor that he is in it to win it.
We'll see.
It depends-
but I think he really will try to. Honestly, I think Neville will try to kill Monroe because he is like, we got to get Julia back. But I think there's going to be something that happens where Miles is like, no, we'll help you go get
But
her.
he's smart enough not to just kill him and leave and say he's dead. He's
That's what
going
I'm
to
saying.
take him back with him and then kill him
Yeah.
there.
Right.
He's not going
Okay.
to kill him in Texas.
That's what I'm saying. So yes, he's a manipulator. We've seen he's a master manipulator.
And we're still due for a major character death coming up. So.
Oh gosh, I just wish Ed Truman would die. Gosh.
He's not gonna die. I don't think anybody's gonna die over the next few episodes. I think Monroe, because you look at it, if you kill Monroe, who's gonna take his? Because his son is weak. Connor's weak.
I mean, I don't know. No, they're not going to take off any of the major players.
Yeah.
Ugh, I just don't know who. Okay, so then we see that the Nevilles make it to Willoughby, Texas. Of course, they see Miles and Rachel coming fresh off of a
Fling. 21 years
Exactly.
of flirting.
20, honey.
Or foreplay.
20 years
20
of
years
foreplay.
of foreplay. That's a long freaking time.
Long time over
Yeah,
there.
about 20 years. Isn't that about how old Charlie is? About 20 years? Something
I know,
like
but the way she says, Rachel says that you're not sure if they've ever done anything.
Yeah.
Or they did used to do stuff because they had an affair.
that. Yeah.
But you don't know when the last. We don't know. But I'm telling you, I've said it since the first season. I do think Charlie is Miles' daughter. Just saying. So yes, what did you guys think about them finally, after all 2 seasons, all this love building up,
About
finally
time.
happened?
About time.
It's kind of like he kind of took on like a date. He's like, oh, let me take you to the movie.
Yeah, the movies, yeah.
So cute.
He's
I
like, you
loved
picked the
it.
movie. And she was like, okay.
I love that joke about the Notebook, because the Notebook still sucks after a post-apocalyptic world. You won't even watch the Notebook if you have power. You didn't have power for 15 years, you still wouldn't watch the
No,
Notebook.
never.
That's such a man comment. Like, we can watch whatever movie, just not the Notebook. And then, of course, Rachel's not a Notebook kind of girl. She
Yeah.
says Evil Dead 2 or
Yeah.
something like, oh.
Best Evil Dead,
Yeah.
Right.
which is the
of
same
course.
as Evil Dead 1, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, goodness, of course she would say that. But I thought it was so cute how they're like on this date. Because think about it, in this type of world where there's no power, what do you do for dates? Like, where do you?
It's like, use your
you go to a
imagination.
picnic. I know this. I feel like it's really worse for guys to date in a place where there's no electricity, because now you guys got to be creative.
It's no dating. It's just straight to the point.
Now,
Yeah.
It's just really
that's
straight
what
to
it
the
is.
A long
point.
date. They sat
Right,
down, they talked for
seriously.
2 seconds, and her shirt
She's
came
like,
off.
she was like, oh, and I'm ready.
Right to
Right.
business.
Right, she's
Just
like, you
speaking
know.
of shirts coming off.
I mean, I feel like at this point, what else do they have to talk about?
I guess you got to really look at it like everybody has their vulnerable moment. You know, if you've been around somebody for like such a long time, and this is
You
like
face death a billion times with this
it's
person.
like, you know what? Why not?
Let's just cuddle.
Just do it.
Let's just do it. And clearly we see other people are doing it with some more happy endings.
Did you see that coming?
Charlie and Connor doing. Okay, so I felt like it was gonna happen. Didn't think it was gonna happen this episode.
Listen,
That's so fast.
yeah.
Charlie, you're a whore. I'm just saying.
She's not a whore.
She is, but she's okay with her
She's an
whorishness.
experimental young teenager.
She's just like,
She's
you know what?
whoring, and I'm okay. She's fine with
she
it.
lived for
I'm
the
happy
moment.
for her because that's what she says. She's like, you know, we're gonna die.
I'm bored. I was bored. That's what she said.
I know.
I'm bored. We're gonna die in less than a year.
Hey, that's how Juno got
Morbid.
pregnant. She was bored too. So just keep your pants in there.
But it's kind
Word
of
to
weird
the
because
children.
like Connor just kind of felt like it was something like real special, and she was just like, no, it's nothing, like whatever.
Well, he also says when they're in New Vegas, he says that he didn't even realize that she was the kind of girl that she is.
Yeah.
Because you see at the
Earlier,
beginning
yeah.
of the episode, he tries to sweet talk her and says, you know, I'm facing death.
He's
and
being
I,
a big shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I've helped all those people. And she's just feeding into it, and he has no idea that she's as a tough cookie. He has no
Yeah.
clue.
I think she'd kick his ass.
I think so
Oh,
too.
yes,
She'd tear him
definitely.
apart.
Yeah.
I think he finally went like, whoa, when she pulls the gun out when they're in Vegas, he sees
Yeah.
like, oh, this chick is for real.
Like she's the truth.
Right. And then, of
Legit.
course,
right on Duncan.
Right.
In front of everyone too. And they were all the men. Like her gun was out first.
and then they have sex, and then she's just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. And she's very morbid about stuff. And he's like, was that special for you? I mean, he's excited, and
Yeah.
she's just like, whatever.
Well, see you later.
It's like,
See
you
you
know,
later.
it was a one-nighter.
Here's the towel. Clean yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my gosh. So bad.
Sorry, was that too much? I apologize.
It was too much, yeah. But yeah, I think that there's going to be a role reversal here because as of right now, we see that Connor is the more loving one.
He wanted to cuddle.
Right, he wanted to cuddle. I think later on we're going to see that changes. I think he's going to help bring Charlie's feminine girlishness back.
No, because what's going to happen is you're going to see Jason, and it's going to be like, oh.
Oh, love triangle coming up.
Right, but I'm saying
OMG.
this is before the love triangle, or maybe it'll be
It's
after.
going to be next. It's going to be the next
But
episode.
either way, I'm saying Charlie's her girlish side will come back out because right now she's really, really hardcore. She's got to be tough. There's no time for her to be a soft, feminine lady. But I think that it will come out, and I think it might come out. There might be something that happens, and Connor helps save her. Kind of makes
Maybe.
her.
Did Jason and Charlie ever hook up in previous episodes?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
You don't remember?
hook up?
It's gonna be-
I was remembering that they did, but I was maybe just confused because there's so many hookups this week that I just got. I feel like we're talking about
Actually, I'm pretty sure they
a
did.
reality TV show this week.
I'm pretty sure they did, right?
I don't remember.
I
for
think
sure.
so.
I think they did.
Fans, let us know if we're wrong. Did Charlie and Jason hook up in previous episodes?
I know they made out, but I feel like they hooked up.
Yeah, I don't know if they did.
I think that's gonna be a conflict too because you like Connor and Jason.
Of course, yes. I'm excited to see how that
They're
goes.
gonna have a measuring contest.
Good grief. Okay, so of course we see that after Connor and Monroe and Miles get the vaccinations from Ed Truman. Which, by the way, I didn't know how he was going to bust out of that. I thought that was pretty cool with the sniper rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome because he had that like can on the machine gun that they had.
Does that part come on a gun?
So a silencer on a gun basically is a nozzle that goes on the end of the barrel, and it's usually really thick, and so all the sound just reverberates inside of the nozzle, and it makes no sound.
Oh, so it did?
So they used a metal can to do the same thing, which essentially a silencer on a gun is that.
I didn't think it was. Hold on. So there was a silencer on the gun? I thought there was just like they put a little eyepiece on top.
Well, that's a scope. That's for
scope.
seeing.
Yeah.
This was on the, you could barely see it was on the end.
I know. I don't know
She's
anything
like,
about guns.
The scope makes you zoom in so you can see better.
Well, that's what I thought. I didn't know there was
But
a
if you-
silencer on
The
it.
end of the barrel, there was a piece of metal they had taped to it, so that's why it didn't make a sound when he shot him. It was just, and then the guy was down.
Oh, I thought that was a sound.
I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't a bang
man.
gunshot noise.
Clearly, I don't
Sanders
shoot
is
guns
down.
enough.
Okay, that's all we know.
We already know I would not survive. Not even. I'm like, what is this part for the gun for? Okay,
Megan died in
so
season
He was
1.
like,
Right, right.
How do you use this?
so here's the issue that I have because when they're busting out of Truman's office, why doesn't he kill them? Why does Connor not kill them? Why does Miles not shoot the rest of the guys in the office?
I mean, I don't think they need to kill anyone.
Why?
I think it's to send a
Why?
message.
We see what kind of world this is. Why would you not need to kill anybody else
But at the
that's on
same
the other
time,
side?
I mean, that's just not the MO. Overall, I mean,
it's not
him
their objective.
shooting the other guy, you just let him know, like, hey, you know what? I have eyes outside the office, so if you don't let me go, this is what's going to happen. He's going to kill
Okay.
the rest of you
Just
guys.
because you hate Truman doesn't mean he needs to get killed.
No, but I'm saying, think of it like, what is the purpose for them keeping him alive? You already know that Truman, this man infected people with
But they just
typhus
don't-
to kill them.
But they just don't kill just people just because. They only kill people in battle. And at that point in time, they don't.
That's a battle. He's trying to kill Connor.
He was vulnerable. He didn't have any weapon. And their whole objective was, we just want the vaccination. That's it. We don't want
And
to
they
call
got
it
the
mass
vaccine.
murder. And you got to kind of look at the other guys. It's like, okay, cool. We have two options. We either surrender or we kind of kill Connor, but then it's going to be a bloodbath in the office because we're going to kill.
Right.
We're going to die. And
And then I guess the other reason why they didn't kill him because they thought he was going to die anyway because he didn't have the
He didn't have the
vaccination
shot.
for the typhus.
I love that the two men on the panel, are talking her out of trying to kill people over here.
yeah.
I know. I'm over here like, yeah. I feel like I'm Charlie. You guys,
yeah,
It's like, kill
you little
him.
soft girls over there.
Hey, you know,
Some girls,
strategy, okay?
shooting men.
Right. So I guess that's what I mean. I guess that would make sense why they wouldn't try to kill Truman because they're like, you're going to die anyway.
There's
whatever.
no point. Yeah.
So then they go and they heal everybody with the vaccinations and in rush, I guess they accidentally leave enough for Truman to get better.
Do you think they intentionally did that?
I think
no.
they intentionally
I
did
was
that.
waiting for him to throw one to him. Like, here you go.
No, I
No.
didn't think they intentionally did that because you remember at this point it's only Charlie and Rachel giving the vaccinations. They didn't even know what had happened. I'm sure back with
I think it's just more so they were just like,
Truman.
you know, our goal was really to save everybody else. We don't need it. So because
Right.
they personally infected everybody.
Yeah, as long as everyone's
it's like,
safe.
okay, well, let's heal them and let's get out
they're
of
just
here.
going fast. They're just like, we
Yeah.
have to hurry up and do this and get out of here. So like boom, 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 whoever leave the trash where it is. So yeah, I don't think they intentionally left
And
that
we're out.
there. And they're out. And you know, they have a moment where they're at the gate. I knew they were gonna open that gate.
Yeah, I wasn't scared at all. I wasn't scared at
That
all.
was so anticlimactic. Sorry, writers. You know, it was a little too much. It wasn't, you know, whatever.
Listen, there was enough climax in this show. We could have an anticlimactic
Yeah.
moment.
Right. Okay. I guess.
Okay, was that one too far? I'm
You
sorry.
have. Yes, you have. We'll give you that one. So then they, of course, they make it and they split ways with Rachel and Miles, and they go to New Vegas because here, you know, Sebastian Monroe makes a very good point, and he says that we need some killers. We don't have the strong arm, the brawn that we need to face the Patriots, and that's true. You're going to need some strong, crazy people. And he knows just where to get them in New Vegas. So they go, and then that's where we see Bret Michaels. Hi, Bret.
Viva New Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's as raunchy as it was when we first saw
I felt like it was a
Sebastian Monroe.
circus. There was just like tents everywhere.
Yeah.
There's
Like a
I mean,
It's
carnival.
like entertainment everywhere.
right. That's how
Literally.
Vegas
It's like
is.
prostitution, gambling, and
It's just like Vegas
fights.
now.
Oh my
hey.
gosh.
It's just like Vegas
is
right
like,
now.
you know what?
New Vegas.
So, of course, we see that they are going to find Duncan, who I thought was a man.
I thought it was a man too.
I think everybody thought.
I thought it was like the guy at the end with all the white hair and beard. I was
Right.
looking. He kept looking at him like Duncan, and he like looked up, but it wasn't him.
Duncan's a lady. Do you think they dated?
Yep.
Yep.
That was his girl back in
Yeah.
the day.
Back when he was,
Vegas.
who was
Jimmy
it?
King.
Jimmy King.
Jimmy King.
Back when he was Jimmy King.
But then like she knew who he was.
Yeah, she knows. I wonder how she knows all the stuff about him.
He probably told her.
Yeah, probably let her. The things he talked about in the pillow, you know.
I wonder
Like
why he
pillow
would tell
talk.
her that. So anyway, we see that he tells Duncan that he needs her men. And she is a tough lady. She says 30 diamonds a head.
That's kind of steep.
300
20 diamonds ahead.
30.
30.
15 diamonds ahead.
30.
All right, 25 diamonds ahead.
30.
Okay, fine, 30 diamonds ahead.
I don't know.
Shake on it. Shake, shake, shake.
We're shaking
Okay.
across the table. You can't see us.
Yeah, so she drives a hard bargain, but at this point she doesn't have anything to lose. She's like, look, my guys can stay here. We don't want to go.
But I think it's
fight
more-
the Patriots. Like, what are you? And she says we pick our fights. I don't want to pick that fight.
But I think it's more so she charged him 30 diamonds a head just because the way he left her last time.
I think that was part of it. I think that's why she didn't negotiate. Because
Yeah.
I think if it was any other reason, she'd probably been like, fine, 20. But I think
Yeah.
because of that is why she stayed at
She
30.
was a little emotionally
A
hurt.
little bitter.
A little
Yes.
bitter, yes. So they devised this amazing plan, which
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call
Straight
it that.
up Ocean's 11.
Yes, it was. It was.
The trickery.
So Connor and Charlie are supposed, and Charlotte, I should say.
Yeah, he calls her Charlotte. Like
He
that's
does.
she's in trouble. That's what I wrote
Like a-
down.
Right.
Oh,
That's
Charlotte.
so funny because now here you have the most irresponsible guy. Sebastian Monroe is now like fatherly.
Total dad of the year.
He's
Yeah.
so embarrassed. His kid, he catches his kid doing it.
I know, right?
reprimands him. Like, what if Miles and Rachel find out? What if her parents find
And
you
they're
know?
busy doing it too.
Right.
It's like,
But you don't
only
know.
if you knew.
But he's now, I mean, I really like how the writers have turned Sebastian Monroe around to be like the opposite of what he was before.
Right.
But it's like, don't you think him and Miles' character is kind of like it's similar to where Miles in the beginning he was just more of like a heartless person, didn't really care about anything, but then he
Right.
started to like really care about Charlie to make sure Charlie's all right, and more of the fatherly figure to Charlie. And now Monroe's like the same way now because he he has a son.
But here's the difference, I would say. I think that was who Miles always was. Miles was always a caring, loving person.
Yeah.
I think he had to change his ways when, the lights went out and things got crazy. He had to change and become kind of heartless.
Yeah.
But he's always been nice and kind. But
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, even when you look back when they were teenagers growing up, I think Sebastian Monroe was always kind of reckless, kind
Yeah.
of crazy. And I think him becoming this kind-hearted guy is different. A guy
Yeah.
who cares is different. He's still crazy, but it's not something that he's used to or somebody that he used to be.
yeah.
So I gotta ask a question because I've been looking for a Charlie hookup with Monroe for weeks. The way that she looks at him, the way they're together, I've been waiting for that to happen. So do you think that she hooked up with Connor just because it's Monroe's kid? So it's sort of Monroe-ish
No.
qualities?
Nah.
I don't think she likes Monroe like that.
I don't know. I feel like she kind of idolizes him in a weird sort of fetishy way.
Kind of, but at the same, I would never thought that her, Charlie and Monroe would hook up. I think that's just kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is a little.
Don't make that
creepy.
face at me.
It is a little.
And I
creepy.
think Miles probably would kill them. Yeah, I think that's probably the one thing that probably would have broke
Right.
the straw that broke the camel back. Is
There
like,
goes their friendship, finally.
It's done. So then, of course, we see that. Excuse me. We see that Monroe goes and fights a huge guy.
Yeah.
To kind of divert attention away from the casino so that Charlie and Connor can rob it and get the diamonds. And they do a really smart plan. I'm thinking, you're stupid, Charlie. You're going to hop the fence and you leave the diamonds there. That's the whole purpose of this.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, we see there's rocks in there, and then they put the diamonds in the actual trash can. Here's what I noticed. Why? Okay, it would have taken some time for Charlie to run out to the fence, drop the box, hop the fence, then for Gould, the casino owner, and the men to go looking for her. It would have taken 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It would have taken a little time, right?
What,
So then in that time frame, why didn't Connor get up faster than that, get the stuff and get out? He could have easily escaped. But it made it seem like as soon as he dropped down, he got up, he got the stuff, he goes outside, and then they catch him.
Yeah, that
timing was off for me.
It was real off personally, but my thing is that I only would have wanted for him to get up and just leave, and you leave your opposite way. We kind of meet at the rendezvous point. And, you know, when he kind of met up with Monroe afterward, I was like, that's just so suspicious to me. I would just felt like, you know, all of a sudden, I saw 3 of you kind of come into town, but now it's only 2 of you. The girl's no longer with you. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, because I would have just kind of got up, because everybody would have been gone. I would have got up and just, like, grabbed and just, like, left immediately.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been hanging out in, like, groups like that. They should have all just taken off and met somewhere outside of New Vegas and been on their merry way, because them, like, waiting around for each other and relying on each other is what's going to get you caught.
And that's funny, because that's what Monroe says. He tells them before he sends them off, let's, you know, meet at the rendezvous point. Rendezvous point was not inside of New Vegas.
Right at the tent, right outside.
Right, and then he slaps the whole, you know, slaps his back like, yeah, good job, son.
Hey,
like,
I think that definitely was a big mistake on their part. I mean, as you can see in the future episodes, how it kind of pans out. But overall, I mean, me personally, like, I'm not typically drunk. I just kind of fell back. All of a sudden, everybody ran out. I'm like up like seconds.
Right.
Done.
I think that brings us to predictions, right, guys?
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do this.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right, we'll start with you, Mr. Larice Peoples. Give me one prediction.
I predict that they're going to say that Neville's not going to kill Monroe, but they're going to kind of come together and form a unit.
Okay. Is he going to kill him later?
No.
Is he going to try to kill him later?
No.
Okay.
So I have a question before we go into anything else about predictions. Do you think that when you were talking about earlier with Peter and Aaron and Priscilla, rather, being together, like if they team up, do you think they could have like superpowers? It's like there's 2 against 1, and like my nanites are stronger than your nanites because there's 2 of us?
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it works like that.
Listen, I like superhero movies, and I want teams Transformer style. Just
okay, well, what's your prediction?
my prediction is related to. I got nothing. Hold on. I don't think it's.
Okay, well, let me do my prediction, and we'll come back to you.
I'm not ready yet.
I think that the nanites are, as we see, they come back as Cynthia, and they're telling Aaron, "We need you to save us because we're dying." So I think the reason why they wanted Priscilla, Aaron, and Peter to get back together was because they need to, they have to create another formula, another equation to help revive them or to help strengthen the nanites. And it cannot be done without the 3 of them. So it's not going to be a 2 against 1. It has to be all 3. Of course, there's going to be some conflict in there where there will be 2 against 1, but I think the nanites are going to be like, no. All 3 of you guys must come together and do this, or we'll kill all of you because we're going to die anyway.
If the nanites die, then the power comes back on?
I don't think they're going to die.
I don't know. That's a good question.
The nanites not going to die.
There's so many of them.
I also think that everyone's going to find out about Rachel and Miles hooking up.
So that's your prediction?
I think it's going to happen.
So what is that going to do?
It's gonna cause tension and drama. Okay, that's what we want.
I don't think it is. Who else was wanting
and then
Rachel?
Ed is gonna get killed. How about that?
Yeah, Dr. Porter. I think he's the one that's going to get killed.
Dr. P? Think Dr. P's going down?
Dr. P's going down. Sorry, somebody's got to go. If they don't kill Ed first.
Hey, it is what it is.
No, Ed's not going to die.
All right, let's get to this news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, unfortunately, we won't be seeing you guys for another month. And that's not because we don't love you. It's because Revolution is going on hiatus. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on. The Olympics, Sochi, award shows. There's a lot of stuff. Right. So we're going to see you Wednesday, February 26th, right here again. Any other news and gossip, guys?
I'm gossiped out.
Okay.
Nope, nothing.
Well, then where can we find you?
You can find me at True Peoples, TruPeoples, at truepeoples.com, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And you can find me at RyanHooks92 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Yahoo, and also on a new Black Sales after show.
All right. My name is Megan Thomas. As always, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meg Scoop, like a scoop of ice cream. And don't forget, make sure you follow us and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Just search for us, AfterBuzz TV Revolution. And also, don't forget to watch us live at midnight or 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays.
Get it.
See you guys later.
Later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.